My name is Jerad. I'm a sales rep with Chicago Title. And today we're going to talk about a few different things, but the focus is going to be on running very highly targeted, low-cost Facebook and Instagram ads. And the purpose of these is not to generate leads. We already talked about that previously. We'll talk about that again down the road. Focus today is to talk about brand awareness. And what we're going to get into here is talking about how agents can leverage these low-cost ads and stay top of mind for literally $1 a day and stay in front of their sphere, their farm area, your Facebook audience, your Instagram audience, all these people that you're trying to stay in front of. And what I'm going to show you, I'll be honest with you guys, I've never actually presented on this. I put this slide deck together last night, so no pressure, right? With that said, I've probably helped close to 200 real estate professionals at this point do this. I fundamentally believe it to my core, and I look forward to sharing it with you all today because I know it works. I've helped agents, it's worked, and it's going to put you in front of your people on 2 more platforms on autopilot. So let's jump into it, okay? Cool. So guys, this is me. That's my family. That's my wife. I've got 3 kiddos, my daughters. They're 10 months, twin girls. My son will be 3 later this month. And at the end of the day, I work for Chicago Title. I host a ton of classes, events, tons of different things. Today, we're going to focus in on Facebook and Instagram ads. But you can see here, I teach a ton of different classes, whether it's AI in 2024, how to geo-farm and digitally farm your neighborhood, so many different things. Then I also host a ton of classes and events. So think of me when it comes to classes, events, if you're looking for CE credit, ACU credit, stuff like that, learning opportunities, doing 5 to 7 of these every single month. Most of them are completely free to attend. It's all value add. My goal is if Brittany shows up to this class, she leaves, she says that was worth my time, didn't feel like I was getting sold to. And if I get invited to more things down the road, I'd definitely consider showing up. So that's always the intention, okay? So guys, before we jump into things, I've got to talk about at the end of the day how I get paid, right? I work for Chicago Title. Chicago Title, for those of you who don't know, we are the major player when it comes to title insurance. We're the biggest title insurance company in North America. I think that's all important when it comes to title insurance, but I also think it's important to work with the right people. This is cheesy, but it's just true. You got to work with great people. Whether you're a real estate agent, you're a mortgage professional, you're a title professional, you got to work with people that are going to do a great job, right? They're available. And then they're also the right personality fit that you can build a relationship with. So at the end of the day, I sell title insurance for Chicago Title. We're obviously going to take care of you and do a great job. With that said, though, I think that that's not enough, right? I think we got to close your transactions. We have to do a great job there. But in addition to that, there's sales reps like myself and Mr. Gavin Higashi back there. Let's give a shout out to Gavin real quick. We love Gavin. Yes. We all play well together. Gavin and I work as a team on certain things with certain teams and brokers and stuff. And Gavin's the man, and he's my go-to golfer. If someone wants to golf, just go golf with Gavin. Yes. No, Gavin's the man. Guys, before we jump into things, it's Giveaway Tuesday, and I'm going to give away some stuff to y'all right now. Y'all got one of these sheets? Does anyone not have one of these sheets? Chad. Here you go. Okay, cool. Guys, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share some tools and resources. We got tons of tools, resources, things we just give away. Chicago Title. Honestly, I don't care if Chicago Title pays for it. If it helps you in your business, that's the goal here today, guys. We're just giving things away. Okay, so first things first, everyone's got that sheet. Here's the game plan. I'm going to go through them really fast. I'm going to give you a little teaser on each item. Yep, here you go. And if you find any interest in one of these, you just check that box, okay? And then we're going to collect these at the very end. All right, first things first is our Chicago Agent app. Does anyone have this? Anyone have it? No? Okay, all right. Chicago Agent app. Listen, I get it. You might be overwhelmed by all the apps out there. I'm not going to lie, I might be a little biased. I think our app's the best. I do. I've tested our competitors' apps. Okay, Chicago Agent app, what this is, you can download it to your computer, to your phone, to your tablet. It's a calculator. It's a social media platform. To the core, the number one feature it has on there is you can run quick net sheets. You can type in the property address, it will pull in the property taxes. If there's a loan balance, it can estimate that out and pull that information in for you. You can run net sheets very quickly. If you're working with buyers, you can do buyer estimates, you can figure out monthly mortgage payments. It's got a million calculators. Why I like it though is you can do these very quickly on your phone, on your tablet, and then it turns it into a one-page PDF. Instead of my face up here, it'll be your face, your logo, right? Great Way Real Estate right there, boom. And then you can instantly text these, email these to your clients, okay? They're visually appealing, numbers scare me, helps break them down, make them look sexier. Okay, Chicago Agent app. Next up, beyond just a bajillion calculators in there, does anyone need social media content? Just another avenue for social media content? Well, we built that into the app, okay? There's a whole premium section. It's expensive. It's $1 a month. We have to charge that because of RESPA. It's amazing though, guys. It's got all these great infographics. They get updated every single month. I mean, there's hundreds of them in there. There's tons of social media content. So if you're looking for ideas for other content to post, whether it's on your social media platforms, I would encourage you to explore this also on the Chicago Agent app. Why I like these infographic ones? These are fun because you can use, again, actual real numbers to support an opinion on something, whether it makes sense to buy or sell in this market. Okay, so these are getting updated every single month based on what's going on in the market, as well as seasonality. You can see some ones that I put together last night. This one's popular. Gavin, have you dabbled with this one yet? The home report? A lot of agents have been talking about that one. You can plug in a property address and it pulls the home report on the property instantly and fills in all the data based on where the property is located. So you can just quickly grab these, it's plug and play, download them, share them, whatever you want. Okay. All right, that's the Chicago Agent app. If you want that, check the box. Next up is, all right, we're going to go out of order here because my handout's out of order. We're going to skip Title Toolbox. We're going to go on to the Colorado Home Buyer's Guide. Okay, I think Brittany asked about this, actually. The Colorado Home Buyer's Guide. We've actually got Home Buyer's Guide and Home Seller's Guides. You guys might have guides and presentations and all that. That's amazing. What we did was we went out and we found what we thought were the best guides out there based on the teams and agents that we work with across the United States. We made our own. We made it Colorado version. If you all need any home buyers guides, sellers guides, these are perfect for your first-time home buyers, your first-time sellers. Check that box and I'll send you some, okay? So these are your home buyers guides and sellers guides. Just, again, one way to make you look better. Also, too, if you want the PDF version, you just want to make it into your own and put your logo on there, by all means, cool with me. Go ahead and do that, okay? That's the home buyers guides and sellers guides. Next up, market reports. Sure, you all probably get market reports from a source. If you need market reports, you're not getting market reports. We have very fun market reports. You can type in the zip code, the city, the county, whatever you want, the specific area, and we can set you up to receive these however often you want, whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly, and however many zip codes areas you want. Go ahead and write them down. I'll get you signed up with market reports. Thanks, buddy. Okay, these are fun. They're interactive. They can post to social media. Again, download them, make them into your own. You can be the hero. All right, we're going to talk about our #1 resource, a Chicago title. Is anyone a data nerd like me and Chad? Yeah. Okay. Guys, I nerd out on data. I truly believe like you can leverage data to your advantage in so many ways when it comes to marketing, lead generation. And this right here is hands down our #1 shared resource that we share with real estate professionals. It's called Title Toolbox. Does anyone have access to Title Toolbox yet? Okay, Brittany does, of course. Of course she does. All right, so think of this kind of big picture view. What this is you can pull data on just about any type of property within the United States of America. We're not just talking residential, it could be commercial, it could be bowling alley, it could be triplex, it could be equestrian, it could be single family, it could be duplex, any sort of data, right? You can pull your basic farm lists, that's easy. You can do way more advanced things within here. You can pull homes most likely to sell. You can pull empty nesters lists. You can pull data based on financing terms. Check this out. You can pull data with properties based on how much LTV, loan to value ratio they have, how much equity is in their home, their mortgage rate, their loan type, right? If you're trying to get creative, maybe you're trying to do some things, we can pull all this data and information. And then last but not least, we can also, if anyone's doing leads, there's leads in there, and then there's phone numbers and emails. How are clients leveraging this right now? Of course, you got your basic farm list. That's easy, right? We can pull the phone numbers and emails. That's amazing too. We're going to talk a little bit about how we can leverage those phones and emails and run ads to these people via Facebook and Instagram. In addition to, if you've got a list, maybe you got a list of leads or a database that's outdated, you can upload your lists into this system. and it will find the missing contact information. Okay? So a lot of creative things you can do. Honestly, I'm just scratching the surface on this. I teach a whole class just on this thing. But if you want Title Toolbox, check that box. Okay. And then lastly, soft sell for myself. Email, newsletter. If you want to check that box and get invited to other classes, events, a lot of things coming up. We like to do classes, events. We also like to do fun stuff. We're going to be doing an annual charity dodgeball event. So if you all want to put together a team, that's going down in April. And we're going to have 16 teams competing. And the winning team will, of course, get bragging rights and the trophies and all the swag and all that. But then also their charity that they are associated with, that they picked, gets all the money that's raised from that event, goes to that charity. So stay tuned for that, okay? All right, enough about that. If you filled it out, cool, put your name at the bottom, please, and then we'll collect those at the very end. All right, now on to the main event. Let's talk about Facebook and Instagram advertising. By a show of hands, who here has tried to run a Facebook or an Instagram ad? They've boosted a post. Please raise your hand high. 1, 2, 1. Put them up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. Most of you. All right. Was that boosting? Did you boost a post? Okay. How'd that go? You don't want to share? Felt good? Threw $50 at it? Got like 30,000 impressions and then it was gone. Poof. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Guys, we're going to talk about, listen, here's when I think of running ads in general, right? Facebook, Instagram ads, whatever. I think our default thought is if I'm running ads, I'm trying to generate leads. And yes, you can do that, okay? I got started in this business helping agents generate leads. And I went down the rabbit hole of figuring all that out, which I think is fun. It's obviously we can do some advanced things. And I think what Zach shared is he's doing some really cool stuff. But we're going to focus on this road right here, brand awareness, right? And this just comes down to, listen, y'all in real estate, you have repeat clients, you have referral opportunities. What are you doing to stay in front of these people? You know, you're making your calls, you're doing your events, you're doing your one-on-ones, you're doing your classes, you're doing all these things, right? Maybe you're posting to social media. That's amazing, right? Or maybe you're not. Maybe you hate social media. That's okay too. We can run these low-cost targeted ads that are just brand awareness ads that keep Luke popping up every once in a while on Facebook, on Instagram, in stories, in the feed, wherever, right? And it's just whatever message Luke wants to share. It could be a video, it could be a photo, it could be his headshot, it could be a photo from the last closing with a client, sharing the story. It could be a 5-star review. It could be a video sharing some things to know as we go into the spring before you sell your home. It could be anything. But the point is, I think the goal is Brittany's in real estate. She's coming from a point of value. And she's top of mind because we live in this fast-paced environment. And it's so easily to get forgotten about. Okay? Any questions so far? Who should be running Facebook and Instagram ads? Any business or salesperson who relies on repeat referral business, right? Okay? Who should be running Facebook and Instagram ads? Anyone who hates social media, anyone who loves social media. Does anyone hate social media? I have like a love-hate relationship with it. Check. Okay? These are great. I love it because this works for both categories because even if you hate social media, cool. You just need to come up with one piece of content that we can run as an ad per month. That's usually about the life cycle. Okay, and we just one piece of content versus constantly coming up with stuff to post, right? And holy cow, the algorithm, man, that thing sucks, right? You post, you put all this effort into this, maybe you paid someone to film you and make a video, shout out to Miranda, and then you post it and then it flops, right? And no one sees it, you know? Well, we can break through the algorithm by running these targeted Facebook and Instagram ads that people see they don't have a choice to see, okay? So that's my choice. And then lastly, is anyone farming a neighborhood? Raise your hand. Farming, no one else? Farming, okay. Well, if you're spending any money farming a neighborhood, you gotta, and without a doubt, run Facebook and Instagram ads. Mailers, anyone? Yeah? Okay. So what's the average cost of a mailer? I mean, you could do the cheapest way, you do every door direct mail. You could find something in between. Let's just call it maybe anywhere from, I don't know, 65 cents to $1 a mailer. Well, I want to drill this concept into your head, right? Every dollar that you spend on a Facebook, Instagram ad when we set this up can reach 100 to 200 people, right? Versus, you spend $1 and you hit one home, let's hit 200 homes. So it's just in addition to everything else you're doing. It's automated, it's scheduled. And what's great is we can do it in about an hour. I've got it pretty dialed in, okay? So some of you are running ads, some of you are boosting posts. I call this the gateway drug to running ads. It feels good, you press the button, you spend some money, but like there's no result, right? Like they take your money and then you're like, shoot, it's over, right? You get all these options when you boost a post. What do I want? I want leads, right? Did you actually get any leads? Well, did you even run the right ad copy? They don't tell you that, okay? They give you a couple categories. I actually was in this last night. I didn't even find the option for the housing category, which we have to talk about here in a second, okay? You put your money up, you spend your budget, they tell you how many accounts you're gonna hit, and then poof, it's gone. That's how I felt when I did some boosts, okay? The problem with boosting is they don't give you the full story at Meta. And the full story is behind the scenes. We can set up what's called a Meta Business Suite, and you can do advanced custom audiences, and you can target your Facebook audience, your Instagram audience. You can upload your farming neighborhood. You can upload your database, right? All this great stuff that you're missing out on that they don't share with you when you boost a post. Any questions so far?
What'd you say it was called? Meta what?
Business Suite. My opinion, start here. The Meta Business Suite. Look at that. That was perfect, Daniel. It's like you knew. I asked him to say that. Business.facebook.com. This is what they don't tell you about, okay? Be honest with you. It's not easy to figure out. It's not easy to set up. But once it's set up, you're good. Then it's just plug and play, run your ads, okay? This is how I help real estate agents with their targeted ads. We go here, we set up what's called a Meta Business Suite account, okay? That's step one. Once that's done, we can then hop into what's called the Ads Manager, okay? And we can run these awareness ads. When you're running an ad, the first step is to figure out and define what your campaign is. Do you want to do leads? Do you want to send people to a website, traffic, right? Step one is to run these awareness ads to your people. We select that option, and then we just run these, honestly, on repeat forever, like for the rest of your life. Just commit to 30 bucks a month, and I know this stuff works. I'm in title insurance. Of course, I'm in sales. My target audience is real estate agents, all of you, right? But I've been doing these for probably about 5-ish years. And, I have ways to get lists, and I'll upload agents, doing production, and then guess what? I'll be out and about, and I'll meet some of these people, and they're like, I feel like I know you from somewhere. And they're like, oh, I've been seeing your ads for the last 5 years. Your 6-foot-tall redhead wife and your twin girls and all that, because I'll run ads like that stuff. And it just kind of breaks down that barrier, right? Like, we're in 2024, holy cow. You build this virtual relationship with these people, and they just get to know you even more. And it's almost like you can build rapport faster with them when you meet them face to face, right? And it's weird, but you've probably been there, or you probably know someone, and then you meet them and you just already know who they are. Well, that's the concept, and that's what we want to help you all with. $1 per day. Why $1 a day? Okay. One, I just love that you can only run $1 a day. Most advertising platforms, the minimum's much higher, okay? It's affordable, it's sustainable, it's an easy starting point, right? You can, of course, increase that amount. It's automated and scheduled. We set these up. We usually run these for a month. Let's run January, February, March, April. You get it, right? And then it frees up your time for other activities. I sat down with an agent yesterday. We set up his ads for the next 7 months. He's good into the summertime. It's like, Ryan, go do your other things, and when you're ready to set up some more, let's just schedule them out. But he knows in the background, his stuff is just getting pushed out. So just think of this as 2 more things that are automated. They're just running in addition to all the other stuff you're doing, okay? And then this is the fun part. This is why we go through the hassle of setting up your Meta Business Suite, is we can target your ideal audiences, okay? We can target your Facebook page. We can target your Instagram audience. And then we can upload lists, which is going to be the key one, okay? What does this look like? Boom, your Instagram audience. Look at this. Look at all these fun little categories, right? You take your Instagram. We can target anyone who's engaged with your account in the last year. We can target the people who started following your account, slid into your DMs, all these great things. Facebook page, this one's a slam dunk. I'm not the biggest fan of the Facebook page, to be honest with you. Does anyone love their Facebook page? Yeah, I get it. I think it's just there to run ads. But if there's anyone that likes or follows your page, guess what? We can run targeted ads to them, and they're going to start seeing you. So what we do is we combine these groups, right? We run ads to your Instagram audience as well as your Facebook page audience, and then we upload all your lists. Well, what does that look like? Looks like this. This is the key move right here. We can upload customer lists. If you have someone's email and or their phone number, as well as their first and last name, database, maybe, you can upload that into the Meta Business Suite. Because guess what happens? When Daniel signs up for his Instagram account, he's got to plug in his email, he's got to plug in his phone number, he's got to provide all this data, and we can reverse engineer and find Daniel and run an ad to just him. I haven't tried that yet, by the way. I'm going to try that. I'm just going to run an ad to one person. And, hey, what's up, Chad? I'm going to do it to Chad. Stay tuned, Chad, next week. I love this, though, right? Now, why is this cool? Did anyone run Facebook ads like back in the day before? Yeah, Chad knows. Yeah, before it all got shut down. Yeah, before they got in trouble. Do I have a slide on this? Yeah, I do. Here it is. Back in the day, you could do some really crazy stuff. I mean, you could target as close as a 1 mile radius. You could target specific income brackets. You could target people most likely to move. And it was like scary accurate. You know, those days are gone. Okay. And you might know about this. But now when you go and you run any sort of ad on Facebook or Instagram, moment you click that real estate box, which is the special housing category, and you have to check that. If you don't check that, you may have had this happen. Usually your ad gets denied or your ad account gets shut down if you've been denied too many times, which you don't want to do. You got to check that box. But the moment you check that box, all those juicy categories disappear, right? Now it goes from a 1 mile radius to a 15 mile radius, right? All those categories before are gone, okay? So the last loophole through all of this is we can still run these real estate ads and we upload our custom audience lists. Okay, we take that tool, title toolbox thriller that I mentioned, right? We take your neighborhood, we take your farm area, we polygon tool around it, we extract all that contact info, we upload it in here, and we can run ads. Even if they're real estate ads, we can run them to a specific group. It's crazy. There it is. It's like I know what I'm talking about. I love it. Okay. Within title toolbox, by the way, have you seen this, Gavin? Have you messed with that?
No, but I've seen it.
They've got an export feature. I love that they have this in there because they know the savvy agents, or I guess the title company helping them do it. There's a Facebook export feature. So you can literally go into title toolbox, get your list, export your farm for Facebook, download it, and then upload it into Facebook to run your ads to them on Facebook. And this is what it looks like. It's just like if you upload anything to a CRM, right? You map the columns, first name, last name, email, phone, pretty straightforward. Upload it into cyberspace, and then you start running your ads. Okay, success stories. First of all, just brand awareness, top of mind. One less thing for you to do. I got to give a shout out. There's a team that I've been working with for years now. They actually did this for their farm area. This happened about a month ago. They got a listing out of it. They'll do monthly events and they'll do seller seminars, and they'll invite that whole farm to the seller seminar. I think they've had one person show up. They've been doing it for 4 months, but they got to keep doing it. But they got a listing out of it. It was cool. Someone reached out to them and told them, hey, couldn't make it to the seminar, but I am thinking about selling. I'd love to talk to you about it. Ended up turning into a listing appointment. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I like sharing those fun success stories. It's good when stuff like that happens. But without a doubt, I fundamentally believe in this. And if you want this slide deck, you can scan that QR code. We're in 2024. I will also give you access to all these other slide decks. What I want to do, though, lastly, how are we doing on time? I know it's 1 o'clock. How much time do I have?
You have till 2 o'clock tomorrow. 1:15.
1:15? Okay. Okay.
So 25 minutes.
Okay.
Or less.
We had any questions so far? Gavin.
So the title toolbox deal, is it only going to pull the ones that match a phone number and an email? Like, or is it going to pull all of them? And then how does that benefit on the ad side?
It'll pull any of them that have an email phone. And here's the beauty of it. So he's asking, when you pull a list, you got the contact info in there. Our system, Title Toolbox, it does its best to pull the data, it pulls the data through CoreLogic, which is kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to high quality data. And we get emails, we get phones. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Just depends on the property. But it will pull in the emails and the phones available. And what I love about this is when you upload it, you can, and I'll show you all in a second, you can upload up to 3 columns of phone numbers and 3 columns of emails. So that's the best part, is like the more data you have on someone, the better your chances of having a match. So I got Gavin's work email, his CTT email. He probably doesn't use that to log in to Facebook, right? But maybe I got his, AOL account from 15 years ago, his Hotmail account, right? That's data entry number 2. It just skips over the ones that don't match and it just moves on to the next category. So the more data you have on someone, the better your odds of finding that match, right? Is it perfect? Are you going to match with everyone? No, because you have to have the precise data. But it's pretty darn good. And I'm all about like, how much do I have to spend? And like, what's my P to V? What's my price to value ratio here on what am I spending? What's my potential return?
So if you have multiple,
pretty low cost.
Like a phone number and an email address, but the email address is bad, but the phone number is good, will it still give you the data?
Good question. I don't know that answer because they don't tell you. So when you upload all this, it gets hashed into Facebook. It just gets encrypted. And then what you don't know is you don't know how many people matched until you run that targeted ad. Okay? So then you launch the ad, you hit your audiences, you spend your budget, then you circle back on the ad in a couple weeks, and then you have a number of how many people did it reach, how many times was the ad shown for the impressions, and then you have an idea of who that is. It won't tell you specifically who hit it unless they like it or comment on it or share it. Then you know who within that list. But that's the general concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. Better than zero.
Totally. Chad.
Well, to need your information, I mean, they have more data on people than government. So, Facebook, so if something matches, they're going to scrub it and you're going to get it. But then if you have like a lender or something, you can even segment. So say you have, it has a lot, like he says, data, and you have people that are 700 and plus score, you can load all those people in there that are a custom audience, and it'll scrub and create a custom audience that is specific to that criteria. So you can get super niche. So if you're running your funnels, like with your clients for like our rentals, they actually fill out on Zillow some of our things, and I have it categorized. If they say they're above this score, then they go into this bucket, and then I pixel them, and then they go into the database, and then you can do a retargeting ad. This isn't specifically for people with higher end credit or lower end credit. So you used to be able to do it all the time with them, but you can't segment your own data.
So that's better.
Yeah, which I would encourage is definitely segmenting your data. Yeah, your sphere list, your farm list, your high credit score list, whatever.
So 2 things. One,
Yeah.
getting back to that QR code, so we can get that.
Sure, absolutely.
The second thing is there a button on the account where you can just upload your CRV or your list? Or,
CSV?
Yeah, is it hard to find that, or is it right there? Because I've never actually. I knew you could do it. I just can't find where to do it.
I'll show you. Just found out I have 25 minutes left. Yeah, check this out. I'm gonna move this chair over here. Yeah, so you can do a CSV file, which is what it wants. There's some systems you can link into it, but check this out. All right, so we'll pop over here. All right, so it's a little bit overwhelming if you haven't seen this before, but what you're looking at is basically a breakdown of campaigns and ad sets and ads. There's 3 folders back here, okay? This is back here in the Meta Business Suite. Right, within here, you can see there's ads that are active, that are running, some that are off, right? You can start to see some results over here. Let's just say I want to click on, let's click on this traffic ad. What's this one? Okay, so here's an ad that's running. I think I'm a big spender on this one. I'm running, $5 a day. Nice, right? This one's running in the background. Here's a video ad. Boom. This is an ad that's running right now, driving people to an Instagram page. But how you set this up, Luke, is when you're back here, it's not obvious or intuitive at all, but there's an audiences tab right here. And this is where the money's at. Okay? This is why you spend all the time and energy setting this up. Okay? right here, you can create audiences, you can create custom audiences. And this page right here, I think, is the gold. This is where you can upload that list. You click here. These are all your unique, they call them unique identifiers, way to find people, okay? And then you just upload your CSV file right there, okay? Other things that I like back here I haven't touched on is if you're really going deep in this, or you've got a big group of people and you're trying to whittle it down. One that's fun is right here is you can set up video retargeting campaigns. So you can take, if you posted a video on Facebook or you posted a video on Instagram or you ran some sort of ad, you could actually say, hey, I only want to run an ad to people who watch, say, 3+ seconds or 10+ seconds of my video, right? And this gets a little higher level here, but you can set up what's called, you can set up these video funnel ads, and you could say, hey, if Chad watched 3 seconds of video ad A, let's stop showing him that. Now let's show him video ad B. And this is a whole other conversation, but this can go into like lead generation and all that. But anyway, there's tons of stuff you can do back here. Without a doubt, though, I would say for you all, I would highly recommend just hitting your Facebook audience, your Instagram audience, than any of your lists. Okay? And what this looks like, because I'm a visual person, is we come back here, we set up a campaign. I know I showed you a couple screenshots. We click create. We choose what our objective is. You can see your awareness, right? Good for reach, brand awareness, video views, traffic. Good for link clicks, sending people to a page, right? If I'm promoting an event, I'll probably do a traffic ad. I do a lot of things with Eventbrite. I'll probably push them over to my Eventbrite, right? I'm doing lead gen. That's a conversation for another day. Lead forms, I would choose that one. For you all, we're going to do awareness, where they're going to have this screen pop over right here. That special ad category is what we're going to choose. Choose housing. Otherwise, if it's real estate related, there's a high probability Facebook will find out and shut it down, not approve it, right? And then we decide what's our goal. I want to just show this ad to as many of my people as possible with the reach, right? I always change my budget to $1. Sometimes Facebook likes to put $20 in there. No thanks. Shut that down. Push this out for a month. And then right down here, we can run all of our audiences, right? So look at, here's my sphere. Let's hit my sphere list. All agents in the MLS. Let's put that one in there, sure. People who are following my Instagram, people who are engaging with my Instagram, right? Colorado Springs MLS, sure, throw that in there. Yeah, that's a good start. Facebook page, anyone who likes or follows my page, perfect. What's great is the location doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where I'm targeting anymore because I have my subset group. They're all within the United States, and it's just those people. Okay? Placements, we're going to keep it simple, advantage places. Last step, right? We say, hey, I want to run an ad under my Facebook account, my Instagram account. You can either create an ad from scratch, or, in my opinion, the way I like to workflow it is I will post my content to my social platforms, and then I'll schedule an ad, and I'll use that existing post as an ad. So I'll just use the existing post. I could grab something that I previously posted, right? Perfect. I'll grab this one. Here's one literally. It's literally a video of me talking about this class exactly right here. And let it load in. I click publish and I'm done. There's my ad for February, right? I need to do March, April, May, June, July.
$1 a day.
$1 a day. Let me show you some numbers behind this.
Please.
Okay? I'm going to shut that off because I'm actually not going to run that. But where'd that go? Here it is. Shut that down. Check this out, though, guys. All right. So I just want to show you again, like, how much does this stuff cost? Let me shut this one down. Delete this. Goodbye. Okay. So here's some ads that have been running. Let me change my time frame. All right. Okay. So, again, you saw who I'm targeting. You see my lists. You can see here how much I'm spending. You can see my impressions. Impression is how many times has that ad been shown, right? 2 people. Reach, how many people? So you can see here, reach, this number is lower than the impressions. It means that some people have seen that ad more than once. That's okay with me. I want people to see the ad more than once, right? Because I think there needs to be some repetition, especially if it's over the course of a month. We need some repetition. The number of how many times you want that repetition to be, of course, is up to you. I want someone to see my ad at least once a week, if not, maybe even more, But usually after you run your first ad, you can then have your metrics and figure out how many people the ad is shown to, right? How many times has the ad been shown? And then you get your frequency score, right? And then you can figure out and dial back, hey, is $1 a day enough? Is a month too long? Half the time a month is too long if your database isn't big enough, and you drop it down to maybe 3 weeks, right? But look at this, right? So I spent, there's more. I got 15 minutes left, right? So here's an ad that I ran, right? I was a big spender. I did $2 a day. I spent $61, 61.68 divided by 14,018 impressions, 0.18 times the ad has been shown. You can see there, I'm spending less than half a penny to take whatever piece of content that I want, put it exactly in front of who I want, and just let it run. Yeah.
How is this different than just going and posting and sending something to post? How is this different?
Good question.
You want to repeat that?
The question was, why is running Facebook and Instagram ads different than organically posting? The reason why is because when you run the ads and you set them up this way, people don't really have a choice whether or not they're going to see your piece of content, right? You're going to put it in front of them. And the problem with running doing the organic. There's nothing wrong with doing organic posts. It's great. Problem is we're up against that algorithm, and we don't have the control there, right? You put out your piece of content every so often, however many times a week or month that is. That stuff usually dies pretty fast, right? Unless it somehow goes viral, and that's amazing. That usually isn't the case. Disappears, right? And then on average, I heard some stats. Usually when you put a piece of content out, maybe 10% of your audience sees that, right? And if it performs well, then another 10% of the audience will see it after that, right? But then that's it. Then it dies out. What about the remaining 90, 80% of people that didn't get to see your content that you need to stay in front of, right? This is where we take that and we say, hey, let's just throw $1 a day, right? We call it social postage, and just push that out and put it in front of them so they do see it, right?
Take the same content and do this.
Mm-hmm. And then also, last point is I love this too, is those lists that we upload, there might be people on there, they might be in your database, they could be in your farm area, whatever. They might not be following you on Instagram or Facebook, but it doesn't matter. You can still upload their contact info, and you can still hit them with an ad, and they don't have to be your Facebook friend. They don't have to like your Facebook page. They don't have to be an Instagram follower. They're still going to see it regardless. So it just doesn't matter. Also, just organically posting is exhausting. You can see here, I'm leaning 200% in the video. This Miranda is going to be filming some stuff and putting out a ton of content because I believe in it. But man, it's exhausting, like putting content out consistently. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 a week, right? But again, like the engagement, it dies off, right? They don't hit very long. Yeah.
So one of the cool things I like about this is that we talked yesterday about doing events in social media and getting those leads where they write down their name and information on paper. You can now take that, upload it into Facebook, and start targeting ads to those people that you don't know, but now they met you at the event, and now they're going to start seeing your face and hear
Totally.
in the brand recognition, so that when you do contact them, like how you were just on my Facebook.
Yep.
Well, and he kind of touched on it, but this is your target audience. When I presented this morning, we were talking about figuring out your target audience. When you just post on Facebook organically, you're posting to the masses, and then only 10% is seeing it. But he's saying, look, my target audience are real estate agents. That's the only people I care about seeing my posts. That's what's going to generate me money. So I'm going to load it in just real estate agents, and then all that money is generated directly towards real estate agents, not towards just anybody. And so he's hitting his target audience every single time somebody sees it. Every single time his number goes up, that's an agent that's seen it, not just the general public. So he's figured out who his target audience is, and everything that he's doing is geared in towards directly to that. So his conversion rate is going to be higher, right? And everything is about getting a cold lead to a warm lead, and that's all he's doing. He's saying, look, I'm using this content to warm a lead so that when I see this agent in person, they're already like, wait a second, I know you. I know your wife, I know your kids, I know how you live your life. Like, hey, you're my jam, right? And it's like all of a sudden, I didn't know him, and then all of a sudden we chatted, and now all of his ads come to me, and it's like, I can tell you everything about his life, right? And I'm like, dude, he's a family guy. I love that. I love that he's like, look, my wife's out of town, and I got 4 days with my kids. Like, not all dudes do that, right? And it's like, it's amazing that, like, he's sharing that publicly, but it builds trust, because I'm like, oh, a dad that wants to take care of his kids, I can get behind that. Jerad, what else can you give me, right? And it's like, I'm sold. So his stuff is working, even though it's not like, hey, sign up with me right now, but it's like, hey, get to know me. So that when we actually talk, like, you already know everything, you're already a warm lead. I don't have to do all that legwork to, like, get you from cold to warm in the 30-second window you're going to give me.
And you did say that you post organically, and then you use that post to create your ad growth. So you're doing both.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. I teach a learner class on video, but holy cow, if I'm going to put the time and effort or money into doing anything with video, I am going to leverage the heck out of that into eternity. I'm only going to make evergreen video content that never expires. I'm going to put it out to all the socials. I'm going to put it everywhere, right? Because backgrounds in marketing, used to run a little boutique marketing company. We did video, we did social media, we did ads. And at the end of the day, right, it just comes down to, like, everyone kind of lives and breathes on so many platforms, right? Our phone, right? Maybe Facebook, maybe Instagram, maybe TikTok, maybe, whatever. Maybe none of the socials, maybe only on phone call, whatever, right? And we're all in sales, right? How do we stay on as many channels as possible and as front of many people as possible? Because we all operate on different channels, right? I remember I was like, I was giving my wife a back rub, and she was checking her emails, and I was like shocked. I got like freaked out because I saw she had like 10,000 unopened emails, and it scared the heck out of me because I'm that guy who opens every single email until my inbox is clean. I'm like, and it hit me. I was like, holy cow! Like, clearly, like, people aren't reaching you in certain ways, and you don't unsubscribe to things, and there's stuff here that maybe, I don't know, somehow you've got your system. I'm not saying you're missing anything because you're amazing, but you do you, right? But my point was, like, it dawned on me, like, okay, like, people operate in different ways. Even my wife, right? Like, she's only on Instagram, right? I could post something like our kids on Facebook, and she'll never see it. She'll never see it, right? So it's like, leaning into that psychology and understanding that with your clients and your people, right? Whether we're doing direct mail, in-person stuff, events, what can I set up at least that hits more channels that's automated, right? Like, I always think of, like, email. I can set up an email and it just goes, right? I can set up Facebook and Instagrams and they just push out. Funny story, by the way, I was thinking about the reason I'm here in the first place is because Brittany posted something in a group about, hey, who's a title rep that you like? And someone, I'm trying to think, now I got to thank them, that someone, put my name down, and then here we are.
It was multiple people. It was a very specific post. I said, tell me who your title reps are that actually do, and I listed out a series of things I was looking for, and all of a sudden it was like, Jerad.
But even I was like, oh my gosh, who is this Jerad guy? And then I went and, scanned.
Are we Facebook friends yet? Like my page, didn't see my ads.
Quickly after I talked to you, you're in my Facebook feed 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day now.
Phones are listening.
I've been getting emails from you for like years. I have no idea how to answer.
So I get his emails, but I'll tell you, until somebody recommended him to me, I had never opened one because they all go into my trash. But now if I type in his name in my search bar, it's like, but I'm like your wife. I have 75,000 emails, and unless it's something I'm looking for, I don't open it, I just buy it.
And so it's like, all right, we're not hitting Brittany on email. We got to hit other channels because clearly we're not reaching her there, right? At the end of the day, I practice what I preach, right? I send direct mail, I send emails, I do video, run Facebook ads, I do Google ads, because I just love all this stuff. And that way, when I sit down with agents, I can hopefully know what the heck I'm talking about.
And if I could butt in,
me
and my big mouth, everybody here already knows I have a big mouth, but one thing that I'm super passionate about is, one, I want to cheer you on, and two, I want to introduce you to anybody that I know that it's going to help you be successful. And Jerad is the man. So I didn't know what I was missing out on when it came to a sales rep until I went to Arizona and I experienced what a sales rep that's working for you does. And then I couldn't find it in Colorado. So I've been looking for a while, but I was really tied to my closer, right? I don't know how many people here close with Hope Gilly. I love her, and unfortunately she passed this year. So I went searching for something new because now I have no ties to Heritage Title. The sales rep there never did a thing for me. I don't even know her name. And so when somebody recommended Jerad, I was like, all right, like before I was like, look, this is what I need. It wasn't even like, hey, let's get to know each other. I was just like, I need these 9 things. Can you produce them? And he showed up and he gave me everything I was looking for plus some. So if you do not have a good title rep, which there unfortunately are not a lot of them in Colorado, then you need to set an appointment with Jerad because he will change what you can do for your clients because of the amount of information that he has, right? Like one thing I was looking for was market information that was specific to an area that gave me a specific amount of data, and I was getting something from Chicago Title in Arizona, but they couldn't produce the same thing in Colorado. So when we connected, I was like, look, this is what I want. He's like, how much do you want? What do you want it to look like? Do you want it to be branded? How frequently do you want it? And now it's like, bam, here it is. And now I give that to my clients. Like after we connect, when a lead comes in, the way that I nurture a lead is by teaching them how to read market data and then sharing it to them every month so they can pay attention to, okay, did the market go up compared to last month or did it go down compared to last month? And what should I be watching for? How do I read this? Do I know if I'm getting a good deal? Because most people have no idea because they watch the news, right? So it's like, if you don't have that stuff, it is so amazing to have something that's already done for you that you can just like plug and play. So set an appointment with him. Watch how it changes everything that you do when you have like power partners that will actually help you create business and actually like care about what you're doing and how they invest in you.
Thank you.
She went to Jared's.
I went to Jerad.
Guys, that's all I got. Thank you. Jazz got a question?
I got a question. Is Facebook still using the API on the back end? What's the pixel is like? What's
You can still pixel, it's just getting harder because the iOS.
API right now or something? Or is it another? There's another way besides the pixel, correct?
You can still do Facebook pixels, but based on what happened with the iOS settings when they came out like 18 months ago, it's like harder to track people. They're trying to find new loopholes through that.
What's the other way you can also? Let me look.
Like cookie targeting?
The reason why I was wondering, because I can't remember, I have mine set up, I built it a while back, but like they're doing an event like Nate or whatever, and so he was talking about like when you visit a website, instantly you start getting bombarded.
Yeah.
So with high level, if I'm thinking right, if you held this event, Nate, and somebody signed in and registered, if you have the custom audience, I can't quite remember, but he might be able to just go right into it.
Yeah.
And then automatically that ad will start fetching them.
Yeah.
So they're literally, hey, Nate, how you doing? And then they're like over at another booth, like, oh my God, he's already here. I just met that dude. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm kind of thinking in my head, like,
That's exactly what I was saying.
You could do Google display ads. Google's kind of like Facebook, they're like 5 years behind, right? You can still do 1 mile radius. You can still target homeowners. Yeah. And they're cheap, man. I'll give a quick shout out. This is a whole other thing, but I'll give a quick shout out to the Google non-skippable 5-second ads. Have you guys heard about that at all? It's nuts. So they only charge you. You can run video ads all day long. You watch a YouTube video, right? You can't skip for 5 seconds. I keep getting the one for Pine Mountain. Anyone get those for Pine Mountain? They're targeting me. It's the only one that pops up. But guess what? Here's how Google charges you if you run those ads. Is if your video is 30 seconds or longer, they won't charge you unless someone watches that skippable ad for 30 seconds or longer. So think about how many free impressions you get if you can get your message in within those first 5 seconds. And you can do that within a 1 mile radius. You could hit a certain area. You could target homeowners and just pop up all day long and not pay for it. So anyway,
What is it called?
skippable ads. Yeah. The 5-second ones. Yeah. Conversation for another day. Guys, if you filled out that form, just collect it, kind of pass it inward towards the center of the room. I'll collect them, and anything you signed up with, I'll give you access to.
Make sure you set up that appointment with him if you